the light. You know that line, and as we wind on down the road, our shadow is taller than our soul. I don't know what that means, but here's the question. If the shadow is taller and you can see it, it means you're walking away from the light. Your shadow could be as long as it wants, but if you can't see it, you're looking at the light, just pointing out. All right, a thumbs up, but I have no views. You gotta love the technology. Glad we put update in there. 3 campers. I think I have the chat on. Somebody hit me a thumbs up. Let me know if we're out there. All right, I have a sheet. I've got a couple of fun things. I got a gift from a camper. I'm going to have to show this to you. Ready? This camper will be remain unnamed because said camper wanted to be unnamed. There it is. Let's look at the happy camper sign. TFF. Very funny. Thank you. Maybe I'll put it up on the wall instead of my November calendar. What do you think? Good to know we're right on beat. All right. Hey there, JD. She loves it. All right. Couple of fun things. More unfun. First of all, it is Christmas Eve, about 3:30 in the afternoon. It's daytime. Thus, the killer squid, you know what they say. They only come out at night. So the deal is they'll come out later. So I got everything caught up. Put up the Christmas tree last night. I'm going to change the thumbnail. Who knows, maybe I should put on the happy camper sign of the tree. And it's a black and white, like with dots. And it looks like the universe. And those lights represent stars in nothingness. And what's fun about that is there's a thing called the 97% rule. And a buddy of mine back in college, years back, said there, he's a Greek, he says, it's the 97% rule. I'm like, what the hell was that? I said, the 97% rule. He says, yeah. He says, that says 97% of the matter in the universe occupies 3% of the space. Think about that. So a little dot as a planet or a star, and then millions of miles of nothingness until the next chunk of matter. 97% of that matter only occupies 3% of the space. So when they say 97% is crap, that's the space. The 3% is the deal, isn't it? And if you think about it, the 3% of the activists get things done. The vocal minority, right? The silent majority is the space. That's why they say make a little noise. And I saw Lansing. Hi there, Lansing. Yeah, mom is doing better. Less pain, more mobility, moving in the right direction. Putting the tree up made her happy. Oh, good. Yeah, it's going to be very subdued. I might do lots of videos tomorrow. Got myself a ham in the supermarket, did a major shopping run yesterday. It was great. I did a Walmart run because they had everything in one place. The place was like empty. It was like not like 2 days before Christmas. Instead, it was about a, what do you want to say? You know, like a 10 o'clock at night thing, not a 2 o'clock in the morning thing. It was great. It was quiet. And then I hit Lowe's, Home Improvements, also empty. Had to get air conditioning filters and all that. Batteries, cushion, light bulbs, basics. And then I hit the Chinese vegetable market, which was great. And I got tomatoes and zucchini. And I was wearing this, like this. This girl keeps doing this. I'm like, what are we doing, a dance? And that's behind the screen. And I'm like, are you sick? She said, no. I said, me either. I said, and come around the screen. And I gave her the money. I said, when are these stupid screens going to go away? And then they're normally closed on Wednesdays. I said, well, I was really glad you guys were open today. I said, oh, yeah, we're closed on the holiday. I said, oh, good. I figured you'd be open. So I hit 3 stores, got it all done in 2.5 hours, got everything I wanted, even a new bed in a bag. I got a new bright, happy red bed set. I'll try it on. We'll see if it's toxic. Anyway, now back to the Merry Christmas. I want to express gratitude and thanks to people because somebody asked the other day, we'll call them Dijon, and how do you keep up and do all this? The amount of information you come up is incredible, and it's like relentless. And I said, well, thank you. I said two things. First, my favorite line, don't ask the magician how he does the trick, just enjoy the show. And then the other thing is, focus and impeccable personal power. And that is a quote from Castaneda, from the teachings of Don Juan. You just go into like manual energy override. But the truth is, we have great researchers here, and I want to thank them all. And, I'll name, we got Lynn, we've got Meg, we've got our war correspondent Virginia, we've got a couple of excellent campers. Ed sent me some amazing stuff that I'm going to share with you. The other one was Tattered Playlist, sent me an amazing thing, and we're going to talk about this. And of course, I pay attention and I dig up my own stuff that also kind of blows everybody's mind, and that's the way it works. It's called a group effort. Little leadership and point the direction and kind of chop through the forest so we can get to the swamp. Why would we want to do that? I know why. So we can throw in some chlorine, or is it chlorine dioxide, and kill everything in there. It's a pleasant thought, isn't it? Okay, I got some links for you, and I got high tech again, so they're numbered. Very disturbing stuff. This is what Ed sent me. This is Patrick Byrne in the White House on Dave Janda's thing. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody on the contributions, and the campers appreciate that. And thus, we get, where'd the sign go? Where's the, oh, it fell. The happy camper sign, in case you latecomers missed it. The camera always does it. It turns things upside down, right? So thank you, campers. Good stuff. And you know what? I was thinking also, because I know some of our viewers are in very dire straits, and I actually was thinking maybe we should set up like a Farmer Jones emergency relief fund. Set it up on I'm not sure how to do that, where, maybe a GoFundMe, and be able to shoot some money to some people as a collective help. Because I know some people have meds, some people have illness, some people are real broke, and a collective relief fund would probably be good to hold that sign up and say, happy campers. Let me know your thoughts on that, would you, y'all? That'd be great. All right, now let's get back to this, and it is curious how I said, be vigilant. And I can say, I hate when I'm right, but you're going to love this shit. I don't hate when I'm right. Sometimes it's frightening, but you still got to deal with it. Patrick Byrne over here, MrOverstock.com, this is brief, and you need to listen to this, and I need your comments. Hi, ECAT. Hello, everyone, saith ECAT. It's a great idea, Tadpole. Right. Yeah, exactly. I think everybody would contribute, and I would too. We'll fund the Farmer Jones Relief Fund. I like it. All right, so we can make that happen, and it'll happen quickly. All right, Patrick Byrne in the White House. This is hugely important. He evidently was in that meeting with Trump, Flynn, Sidney, and 3 lawyers. And I'm going to give you the nutshell version. And the nutshell version is the 3 lawyers seem to be undermining Trump. And what they're doing is they're giving him every reason that what he wants to do won't work. Now, I've got a story, and I had a long chat with Webb this morning, and I kind of wailed the hell out of him in 45 directions, and you know the way I get. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were queued up nicely, and maybe we'll get him on the air. There were some pretty funny jokes, and I said, can you imagine if we're doing this in an interview? Yeah, excellent. So, great client. He was working when he first started as a young lawyer. He had an MBA and a JD. He was working for this guy, and I guess the boss asked him, do this research. And I don't know what the hell it was. May have had something to do with securities, SEC or whatnot. So my guy brings him back the report and says, okay. So the boss reads it, and it's like every reason why it won't work. You can't do this, you can't do that. So the boss says to him, hey, I'm not paying you to tell me why what I want to do won't work. I'm paying you to tell me how it will work and how to get it to work. I'll go back and redo this paper, brief it again. You understand? So if these jackasses in the White House, and I got to you got to put an asterisk, if this is accurate, if this is real. And that's why you need to listen. This is link number one. If it's real, this is a huge problem. But we're going to talk about that in a second, too. So evidently, counsel is undermining him. And according to Patrick, their position is, oh, it won't work, it won't work, it won't work. And when people get in that mode, it's like they get a preconceived condition and they're going to defend that by proving they're right. So if you say it won't work and any suggestion somebody comes up with, you're going to come back and say, well, this won't because that. No, 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 no. Instead, if you take the position, well, we're going to build a bridge to the sun, and then you're going to put all the effort into getting it done, you're going to figure out a way to do it. So it's the mindset. It's the mind over matter, because all creation from man starts with an idea, and then it begats, right? Boldness begats providence. So if you have the idea, you can make it happen. Uh-oh, max headroom. So it's an interesting thought. Yep. Hey there, Suzanne. Mindset is everything. There's a great book. I'm looking over at my little low-hanging bookcase. I know I have it here. It is called... Oh, man, I'll find it. It is a brilliant book. It was written in the late 50s or early 60s. And it's done by a psychologist. Well, I'm not going to go dig through there. I know I have it here. It is outstanding. And basically, there's no fluff in it. It's not a rah-rah book. And I can't remember the title, but the title is accurate. And he's a psychologist, and a social psychologist. He was a professor and a research guy. And it's the perspective of, taking it forward. And that mindset is the key. There's a few books like that. Another one written by a plastic surgeon. I'm sorry I'm blanking on it, but he says the difference between fear and excitement. And guys in the ninth inning in a baseball game that choke when bases are loaded and, full count. Some people rise to the occasion and hit a home run, or at least a base hit driving in the winning run. Other people strike out. And the question is it fear or is it excitement? And what do you do? You hear the thing outside the door and you believe it's a tiger. If he gets in or if you open it, it's going to kill you. Big tiger, big claws, big teeth, big problem. Bottom line is your adrenaline is up, your heart rate is up, you're sweating, you're like, wow. It's in your mind if you believe it's a tiger. Even if there's no tiger there, you're having all of the symptoms. So you can control that and make that excitement versus fear. All right, this is a whole different discussion. But the professor, and we were talking about the mindset, right? I see, this is why I hate comments. I mean, they're fun, but it puts me into different thoughts. So Patrick Byrne is talking about it. I'll figure it out, and I'll come back when I find the book. Maybe we'll chat about it later, or we'll do that with our Christmas spirit chat tomorrow. And he's saying that the attorneys are undermining him, and he's saying that the attorneys are basically being promised big jobs after work if they can get Trump to kind of quietly leave. Convince him he doesn't have a chance, he just has to accept the bad results, and that's just the way it is, go play golf. Okay. And there are multiple people, according to Patrick, that are saying this, and he could parade them in, and Patrick is saying that he said this to Trump in the room. Trump said, well, who's saying that? And he goes, it's this guy Cipollini. Cipollini's behind him. And Cipollini didn't deny it. So you got to listen to this. It's an 18-minute clip, and Janda doesn't do his normal Janda yammering. He shuts his mouth and lets Patrick run. So this is a great interview. I need your comments. And what do we do about this, okay? Then Sidney was there and Flynn was there, It sounds like a pretty heated thing, and it's a discussion. But this is a huge problem because it appears that Trump is surrounded by people who are undermining him, as we have suspected and believed for years. Amazing. That's the interview. At the end, they're saying Patrick believes that they should appoint Sidney as not a special prosecutor, but a special counsel, or as White House counsel. And I mean, if what he's saying happened there, it's amazing to me that Trump didn't fire these people. And why wouldn't he? And he says to Patrick, according to Pat, you see what I put up with for 4 years? Why in the hell would he put up with this crap for 4 years? That's another question. Rhetorical question for your consideration, campers. You decide. Great interview. The second link, number 2 on the numerical list, is Tracy Bean's with Patrick Byrne. Again, this was put out on the 21st, and the other one with Janda was put out on the 23rd. So this is hot off the presses. And what Patrick is saying is, and Trump even said it, evidently last night he did a speech, and there's a march coming up, I guess on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of January. It's going to be in D.C., so we need to find out details on that. Anybody have it, please post it in the comments, and let's promote that, shall we? Yes. Okay, now the second one with Patrick is an hour long, not 18 minutes, and I listened to both last night. And gives a little more details on a few more things. And it's certainly interesting, okay? Also worth listening to. But when I said the other day about being vigilant, you listen to this, it doesn't mean go and, eat, drink, and be merry, because the slither is happening. And if you don't keep focused on it, your liberties can slip out of your very grasp while you're asleep, right? Yeah, let's see here. Patrick Byrne is the Overstock guy. Correct. All right. Merry Christmas, campers, and FJ. Woo-hoo, hey, Petra. Yes, the Overstock jock. Okay. Now, let's move on to something much more slithery than this, because this is a discussion of a meeting. The Patrick thing happened last Friday, supposedly. And he's saying that Cipollini leaked it, that's counsel, and that he fabricated the discussion. Now, the fact that he's saying that, and thus he's coming out and telling the truth, he's saying. I don't know. Let's assume it is the truth. Why is this leaking now? I think there's play going on here, right? There's some gamage. I'll tell you what I think in a minute. This is a problem, this number 3. Our friends at the Pete Townshend group, or Pete Townsend, you know Pete Townsend, the World Health Organization, the WHO. This is Sibel Edmonds' thing. She put this up last night. It's about an 8-9 minute clip. Very concerning, and a link. Now, two good things. The good thing in there is she has her opt-in page, so I'm putting this link in there. I think it's there, and I tested it, and I filled it out, and I guess it's working. She's got some little tweak, but I think it's up and running good now. But here's the problem. The WHO, right? They have changed the name of bioterrorism, and they've maneuvered this, according to Sibel here, to indicate those who do not take vaccines will be construed as bioterrorists. Are you listening? Sherry Johnson, are you listening? Those who do not take vaccines can be construed as bioterrorists, and thus they can be incarcerated. This gives them a reason to collect people and send them to their communist camps, right? If you don't take a vaccine. That's not good. Now, didn't I just say the other day, I said, when was the last time the WHO took an oath to uphold our Constitution? The answer is never. Notice how within 9 short months of listening to their bullshit, we have gone from a free country to a country in lockdown with dictatorial mandates requiring masks in China, restricted group gatherings, restricted travel, restricted speech, Coincidence? And we know who's running who, and it ain't Pete. That was code. Hang on. So, how do we fix this? I believe Trump needs to be tweeted at and told when was the, or statement or question, when did the World Health Organization swear to uphold the Constitution? Or did the WHO swear to uphold the Constitution? Now, what's interesting, and if you listen to Lin Wood's interview speech, all you need is about the first 15 minutes out of the hour, and you can hear what an excellent trial attorney he is and what a great, compelling presentation he makes addressing all of the issues, right? Hello, Raven. That was in the last episode. I don't remember what link, but it's there for your numerical pleasure. The point being, this has to be dealt with, and he talks of the Constitution. Now, I have also spoken extensively about the Constitution. Here's the thing. What makes our country, and he points it out, is really an experiment because we are not a monarchy. We are not a dictatorship. We are 50 states. At that time, it was 13 colonies or states, not under the control of the federal government, but loosely coordinated under as a representative or democratic republic, right, or a representative democracy in this mode. And the Constitution specifically provides that it must be protected. People shall take an oath. This is done intentionally to protect it, right? Hey, Boyd. Okay, a constitutional republic. There you go. I knew we'd get there. Just making sure I was awake. The point being, the oath. The oath is to protect essentially our borders, and not our physical borders, but the ideological borders of the terms of the Constitution. They have been eroded. They have been infiltrated. They have been undermined by people who take an oath and may not mean it, by people who think it's lip service and nobody has been enforcing it, right? And Lynn doesn't talk in those terms. I am. But what he's saying is laying that out. Now, when I refer to the WHO, the WHO, and changing their definition of bioterrorism to be those who don't take a vaccine, and Sibel does a great job on this because it's short, sweet, and powerful. She's saying, look, right after 9/11, they changed definitions. This is what they do. And didn't they just recently change the definition of a pandemic? And now they're going to change the definition of bioterrorism. So if you don't take the vaccine, you can be locked up. Really. So where are your fundamental liberties? Your right to name it, right? Privacy, freedom, physical integrity. Where's this going? Now, if you don't take it, they get to label you something and march you off. This should be terrifying to you. And Patrick in the Tracy Beans things believes that Biden will be inviting the UN into the U.S. And he claims he's not a big Second Amendment guy. He's not a gun, what do we call it, a fanatic or a worshiper or a, not so much a supporter, but he's not a gun fetishist. But he's saying Americans better arm up. But it's curious how ammunition has been so difficult to get, right? Yes, an enthusiast. There you go. No, but he was saying, and he acknowledges, listen, both of those two links are important. The third one is more important, and they build on it. Now, the fourth one, this is from our man, Tattered Playlist. What's this guy's name? Raffensperger, who is, what's his first name? That's that Brad? He's our Secretary of State in the great state of Georgia. Well, evidently, he may have a brother named Ron. And this brother named Ron might be working at Huawei. You know, Hoorah. Yeah, Huawei in China as a chief technology officer. This is very troubling. I got Webb looking at this and other people as well. I'm like, what's the deal? And he actually looked at it, and it may be very accurate. JD over there said that people on Twitter are saying, oh, no, it's not true. I said, that could be fake information. And if this is a deep state play, you know they would have sanitized the whole thing. Oh, I saw Sonia K. Hey there, Sonia K. Merry Xmas with green. Lovely. Hooey. Exactly. Hey, Corky. Happy holidays. Okay, glad to see everybody. What's that? Wait. 16 trillion, Raven. 16 trillion created and laundered through EU central banks to China, then bailout as well. China built on stolen currency. Well, wait a minute. If the currency was just, what do we say? Fabricated out of thin air? Manifested? Money magic? Where was it stolen? It's too funny. That's like that Protocols book. A forgery of what? Yeah. Hey there, Molly. There you go. The never-ending tentacles. So anyway, take a look at this. I'm reversing order. So number 5 is the full articles, but number 4 is the actual picture of the Huawei website.com talking about this dude who was their CTO. So how about we put this out there? Let's ask, is this guy Raffensperger's brother? Let's get people looking at this. Maybe Lynn Wood should find out. Maybe Sydney. Maybe Trumpy. I don't know. Maybe send it over to Patrick Byrne. Right? Lynn Wood, I said that. Who else? Whole list of people. I know. Hannity. I know. Tuck. And how about Laura? I mean, there's a lot of people. How about our boys over at, what was that, Epoch Times? But can you imagine? So what Webb did while I was on the phone with him, he's saying that this other guy, Brad, has like interest in about 20 different technology companies. He's the Secretary of State. And that the COVID money just came up and they dumped $105 million into Dominion Software. That was the governor. The no-bid contract that in the interview the other day, Lynn Wood mentioned. No-bid contract, almost as good as Halliburton. Yeah, and then he said, look into the commission. Who gets a commission on that? Kickback commission. Rebate, like doctors get for prescribing drugs, you get a rebate. Somebody's saying, well now. Oh, good. What are you trying to steal my lines? Got some people that do that pretty good. Listen, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and I want to thank all of the campers, and I want to thank all of my great research team, some that I give regular credit to and some that shoot me some stuff individually that just like is great stuff. And there's Black Mamba. That's Miss Mamba M. Merry Christmas. Good. Jackie D. Raven. In favor all. Yeah, so Mamba, you're down in Australia. That means you're like 4 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning on Christmas morning. Oh, good. Do you guys see the Eastern Star out there early? I don't know. You're in the, technically what? It's summer over there? That's the summer solstice. Man, you guys are very, very different than us Northern Hemisphere people. Interesting. Good stuff. So as I said, let us all enjoy the holidays, but let us not be vigilant. That's a double. We must be vigilant. This business with the WHO, when are they pulling this shit? Right here on the 23rd of December, right in the darkest days. They're going to change what a bioterrorist is. Now, if you don't want a vaccine, you're accused of being a bioterrorist. Billy. I think I'm going to put a link up to that one. That's a good song. Wow. So anyway, Raffensperger, 4 is the direct to the Huawei site. Take a look at this. Tell me what you think. 5 is the full article with names and emails in Georgia talking about, and they're encouraging people to reach out and contact them. This is from newsla.local ad or whatever. I don't know. It's a long URL. Okay. And then somebody put in, who is this? Terry put in a link, and I just saw it today, talking about the was it the NDAA or was it the, it may have been in the NDAA, that Trump said he was going to veto. I don't know if he did or not. Does anybody know if he vetoed it? Right? That's the question. But in there, it appears that there was a limitation to the, what do we call this act? Not the Insurgency Act, the Insurrection Act, restricting the powers of the president. Like, why would that be happening now? Oh, deep state Smith-Mundt control mechanism. My. So I don't know, is that why he was going to veto it? Or was he going to veto it because they didn't include the rescission of Section 230? So let's see how this plays out. But the notion that these people, it's unbelievable. I got really angry yesterday, and I was thinking about this, that they mandated masks, and I put the link in. I added links, in the show I was talking, the last show, I added 2 or 3 links in there at the bottom. And the bottom line is, I put in the one from Naples. If you read this, you've got the fire chief over there talking about why people should wear masks, because one of their guys got sick and died from COVID. I don't know how they established that, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. So therefore, people should wear masks. Because as we know, this rocket boy fire chief is clearly a virologist, world-renowned, clearly an epidemiologist, right? Is clearly an expert on infectious diseases. So he's going to get up and pitch this. Now, I was thinking about it. How dare these city council jackasses have the nerve to tell you that you have to wear a mask, that you have to stay 6 feet away, and that you can't get together with more than 10 people. Why not 9? Why not 11? Okay? I want to know where the damn science is behind this mask. I want to know what experts they brought in. Except down here in West Palm, they've got the Palm Beach Health Commissioner, and she's a disaster. She's quite old. She's quite overweight, and she is quite afraid of the COVID. So she's wearing her mask, and you know she wants to wear her mask, and you know that she wants to be protected by that mask. Therefore, she is urging everybody to do it. Now, where the hell is the evidentiary hearing? How come nobody has brought up or demanded of these fools that they have evidence presented, not 2-minute little chirpings by the public, not taking the word from the health officer, but let's have a very serious debate. How come no idiot lawyers have challenged this and had a frigging evidentiary hearing? Again, are they just stupid? Are they incompetent? Or am I just so beyond the super genius that I'm the only person out there who can see that an evidentiary hearing is what is required to bring in real experts? Let them bring in their experts from the other side. If that information that says masks don't work is so wrong, why is that being censored by the controlled media pursuant to the instructions given in the Event 201 brainstorming session? Right? How come they don't counter the argument with facts? How come they don't come up with facts? They block any objective opinion, alternative opinion, and they knock down doctors who have credentials out the wazoo. Yet they promoted the crap out of that fool from the Imperial College of London. They're funded by Gates, right? A paid shill. You've got the other clowns out of the IMHE out of Seattle that they come up with an equally ludicrous number. Millions of people are going to die. It's the same crap they pulled, what was that, in SARS 2 or SARS 1, was that in 13? They tried this scam. It didn't work. Oh, good. Unbelievable. But my favorite was Ebola when Obama was there. And he wanted to keep open borders. And I was talking to a pharmacist, and I said, what are these people, crazy? Well, they want to create an epidemic here? Unbelievable. Oh, yeah, then you can force the lockdown. So this is the horseshit they're doing. And I think our friend Harry Baby Vox, when he did his show in 2014, talking about the lockstep from the Rockefeller Foundation, Harry Baby was right on the money, 100%. It just took a little longer than he anticipated. It took till 2020 for them to actually kick that into gear. But they had to get all their little minions in, and I guess that Event 201 was just too perfect. This way we had to do a dry rehearsal, get everybody on board, And I guess they could just refer to the script contained herein. And now there's a promo bullshit with everything. This is very disturbing. Very well executed, very well funded. And the infestation and infiltration by everybody, the evil ones in our government is working against us. How come, how come the FBI hasn't been contacting all of the attorneys who, and the tons of affidavits, sworn testimony? And again, Patrick mentions this regarding these voting things. Why not? What the hell are they doing? How come the DOJ hasn't opened an investigation? Oh, wait, I know. Pasta Man just resigned yesterday. Now, we got the new guy, Rosen. That's his cousin. Yeah, they might, or brothers, I don't know. Whatever. Let's see what he's about. And then number two's in play. Let's see what he's about. Let's see what happens with Sydney. I'll suggest this. Am I being eternally hopeful? The eternal hopeful says, okay, Trump declared Christmas Eve a holiday for, not for the country, but for the White House. And he's releasing his staff. Well, I was a little confused about that. But, excuse me, let me grab a sip of water here. He studies the Washington thing. Maybe he's going to make a move on Christmas. Maybe it'll be a Christmas present. I don't know. Listen to that first link in Sibel's thing, and we got a problem. And I'd like your thoughts. What action plan should we take? I'm giving it out to the campers. Post a comment, please. All right? That's my thinking on that. But, yeah, got to protect that Constitution. So we need to all enjoy the hospital. You're saying hopeful good. We need to enjoy the holidays and celebrate it, yet be vigilant. Sleep with one eye open kind of thing. All right. I don't know. Any questions, thoughts, concerns? FBI and DOJ are corrupt. Yeah, they're beyond corrupt. They're controlled. When we have slimness up there, you want to work it backwards. He sees no election fraud that his investigation hasn't shown, but they didn't look. FBI is not doing any investigation. Patrick Byrne, in the interview with Tracy Beans, is talking about how the other pasta lover, Chris Christie, nominated or brought about 6 people, I think, or was it 8, into the administration, and Byrne calls them goons. His language is not edited, and I think you'll enjoy it. And it's rather lengthy, but it's actually good. And Tracy's not too bad, which is fine. And she seems to be spinning up to become a new, what should we call her? Public media, alternative media voice. Which is an interesting thought, considering she started as a, what should we call her? A Q fan, right? That was her whole deal. And I know she was working with Roy Potter way back when, and they kind of went their separate ways. Tracy does some pretty good work, so she's getting a lot of play and airtime. Anyway, Molly, you're saying what was good? The one with Tracy and Patrick? Check out this one here on top with Janda. This is very interesting. Slimness needs a white cane and guide dog. No, Slimness needs handcuffs and needs to be dragged out of there. Okay? All of these guys do. So he has no sign of any kind of fraud that would be outcome determinative. Doesn't need an investigation or see any reason to investigate Hunter Biden and his international transactions, say with Ukraine and with Russia, getting a couple of $1 million from the mayor's wife of Moscow, and his dealings with China, and setting up a $1.5 billion, what is that, an investment fund. No, there's no undue influence there. Yeah. And Joe Biden should be looked at too. And that excellent senator, the guy, he's out of Wisconsin. What's his name? Bob, I'm blanking on his name. But he's Johnson. He's done a ton of good work researching this. Media doesn't touch it. Now, this fake news media with the Smith-Modernization Act is a problem. And I was talking to George, again, like I told you this morning. And I said, look, Trump needs to know about it, and these guys need to know about it. He's like, oh, well, they probably know about it. I'm like, yeah, but don't tell me they probably know about it. Once you tell them then they can't say they didn't know. If you don't tell them, they could say that they didn't know, and they could be lying, or they may actually not know. Don't forget, when I interviewed Mary Holland, general counsel for Bobby Kennedy's operation, the Children's Health Defense, Piglet must be getting excited. It's time to take him for a stroll. She didn't hear about it. She wrote it down. I need to reach out to her again and say, did you look at it? But everything has been turned up so much. We're being hammered from so many sides. It's unbelievable. Right? Yep. Hey there, Ed. Glad you made it in. I commented on you, and your Patrick Byrne link is front and center, number one. Yeah. Yep. What happened? Boyd, what's going on, man? Praying Boyd. Okay. Countries: U.S., Canada, Hungary, Sweden, Spain, Venezuela. There are 16, 7 in capital. Yeah, well, I'm thinking Raffensperger, Perger is like a name kind of like Schwarzenegger. Or maybe it's like Rothschild. They're not related. Maybe they are. What's the coincidence on that? You tell me. Right. Good. Suzanne, nice work. Comfort and joy right here. Corky. All right. I hope there was no debauchery in that, Corky. You know, buffering beyond hearing. Rex, that's you, man. Mm-hmm. I love it. You're buffering on your end and you blame me. That's funny. All right. Good man, Boyd. God bless. Uh-huh. Right, Aura and Kim. Right. Reading. Yeah, Bernadette is saying, Patrick. Yeah, I think Meadows is. He's not like a real strong-willed guy, but I still believe he's got Trump's interest in mind. However, at the very end of the interview, he says that Trump said, "Okay, Sidney, you're going to be a special counsel." Okay. But then the next day, supposedly, she calls Meadows, said, okay, well, I want to set up an office there. Meadows is kind of like hemming and hawing, well, we can't give you an office, right? Then it's like, okay, well, then give me I need a badge. Well, then he's hemming and hawing. So it means he's directly contradicting an order of the president. Does the president know that? Or is this not true? And how hard would it be for Sidney to reach out and say, hey, they're not giving me a badge? This is what I'm wondering. Do we believe it or not? I don't know. Well, now. But disturbing stuff in this discussion. And then Tracy Beans. And then the WHO. Bioterrorism. You don't take a vaccine, you're a bioterrorist. Wink, wink. Yeah, Sherry, you're saying that Terry Nerd, that was in Chicago, wasn't it? You're saying it was a Tennessee nurse. That was the Chicago nurse, and I put that link up the other day. I also think I put it back in the last show. All right, later, Liberator. All right, I'll leave it there. I don't want to scare people when they see how long this is, but exactly. How did Byrne go from Bettina to Trump? I don't know. We should ask him. Shoot him an email. All right, campers. And I appreciate your support. And again, I thank the campers, I thank the patrons, and I thank the researchers. And they get the cheers. And in case you just tuned in, I'm going to hold up the happy camper sign one more time, which is too funny. And our happy camper, do you love it or what? All right. So I guess that's both sides. It's a happy camper everywhere. We should have an FJ Jamboree and put the happy camper sign outside the conference room somewhere. All right, so I'm going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, too. Safe holiday season for you non-Christmas celebrators. Best wishes. God bless all. And remember, as we say, keep your eyes open and on the lookout for angels that walk amongst us. It's very important. Vigilance is important. All right, guys, I will bother you all later, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now. Check these links. Good stuff. Vigilance. Bye for now.